Hello, Obscure Mic people. It's Bark coming at you yet again with another video. And today it's one you've probably never seen, never heard of. It's different. I'd never seen one of these anywhere. And then all of a sudden one popped up on my favorite place to find weird stuff, Mercari. And I got this, the SE Electronics USB2200a. This is a large diaphragm condenser microphone that is currently in XLR mode, but also has a USB mode. Boom, there's that. How interesting, how cool. Hopefully the USB mode works. I have not tested it yet. Only the XLR mode, and this is what that sounds like. We'll run through some tests. We'll do all the usual stuff. I'll watch the microphone probably sag because I've got it kind of rigged up on this Neewer boom arm. I've got a couple boom arms side by side. Hopefully it doesn't sag too much, but the Neewer boom arms, they're bad about that. And this mic, while not heavy, is just kind of wrenched. It's kind of angled weird, so it could fall over. If it does, I'm sorry. Anyways, this microphone was like $500 when it was introduced. It is basically the SE2200a. with the USB option. It's supposed to be the same mic with the same sound, only with USB. Weird part about it is the USB functionality is 16-bit. I find that to be weird, but it is a little bit of an older microphone. It's not a newer, hip, awesome, I've never heard of it. Most people have never heard of it. My buddy Big Duck on the Discord, he's got a couple 2200As. He had no idea there was a USB version, and neither did I, till I saw it on Mercari. For $50. Word. $50. SE. Let's go. Let's throw some plosives into it, do all that good stuff. There's a bunch of modes on this thing. I don't even know what the middle one is. It says P&A. I should probably find out, though. I really can't find anything online about this middle switch, which is P&A. I don't know. But let's talk about some of the switches on here real quick, and I'll show you the mic before we do some testing. The microphone has a white, I believe, plastic casing on the bottom. Metal grill. No crazy give to it or anything like that. It's strong enough. And on the bottom of the microphone, you're going to see the XLR port. On the back, you're going to see what looks like a gain control or headphone volume control knob. I'm not sure which yet. A USB port, not a micro, but a mini, I believe is what that one was called back in the day. And then we've got some filter switches, a 10 decibel pad. Then we've got the P&A, and we've got a low cut filter. Seriously, I don't know what the P&A part is. I really don't. But the microphone feels good enough. Feels a little weird, a little wonky, a little odd. The cutout on the back of the microphone that you saw a second ago is just kind of strange, but it is what it is. I'll tell you one thing, though. Sounds really good in my ears right now. So that's one thing that it's got going for it. It sounds great. Let's go ahead and throw some plosives and shit into this. Yeah, I cussed. Oopsie. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Didn't handle them great, but it's a condenser. What do you expect? Let's get right on top of the microphone so you can hear what it sounds like when you're about a half inch or so off the microphone. This is what that proximity effect sounds like, and I think that sounds pretty good as well. Now we're going to do some off-axis rejection on the microphone just to see how this thing sounds from the side and the back. I believe it's a cardioid polar pattern. Again, not a lot of information out there on this microphone, but I found it on Recording Hacks, and the P&A is a switch for USB mode that is an output level switch offering positions for Apple and PC. So the P&A, PC, Apple, plus an intermediate position. And the knob on the back is a rotary mix. So I imagine USB and monitoring. Maybe it's that. We'll find out. Anyways, let's do that off-axis rejection. I'm learning from this mic on the fly, but I'll tell you what now. When I got it, it worked for a minute, then it didn't. I left it on phantom power all night just to kind of hopefully heat any residue or something like that off there. Just left it connected into my mixer all night, phantom power on. Lo and behold, after a few taps on the microphone to kind of wake it up, it's awake and it doesn't sound bad. And I hope it stays awake because I really like this thing so far. So let's do off-axis rejection here. I'm going to take the mic off the stand for that. I didn't expect it to work. And when it started working, I'm like, I got to do this video right freaking now before this thing dies. So if you don't get USB mode, you don't get USB mode. I don't know. I'll try my best. All right. So I'm holding the microphone now and I'm talking into it. I'm going to go ahead and rotate the microphone 90 degrees off axis rejection, which isn't rejecting a whole lot. Then we've got 180 degrees off axis rejection, 90 degrees again, and then slowly back around to the front of the microphone. I really, really like the sound of this mic. And I mean like really, really. Like I really think this sounds pretty good on me. A lot of you guys say everything does. I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll see. Something else about this mic. There's a couple holes here. It's supposed to have a yoke mount. It was like a silver, really nice polished yoke mount. Mine didn't come with it. On all the pictures and stuff, it's got them. Mine, it doesn't. It makes me sad. It's okay. I don't think I'll ever be able to find that. But let's find out if this thing works in USB mode. Oh, please say it does, because if it does, and if it sounds like this, travel mic, USB mode. Well, here we are. I have the microphone in USB mode, and it does seem to be working. I do have latency-free monitoring going on in my headphones. I do have the switch in the middle set to P. So far, so good. Headphones plugged in, good to go. Seems to be working. I think this microphone just wasn't being used and hadn't been used in a long time because the headphone jack, I had to really fight some debris or buildup or something to get that thing in there. I'm also hunched over a little bit because of the cord that I'm using. I didn't have a decent one laying around. I have one in like my carry-all bag that I left at work, but I have a cord about this long that's going from the mic, the back of the mic, the mini USB. Same thing as a Q2U. I don't know why I don't have one just readily available, but it's running from here to the computer, and we're recording good to go, hitting like negative 13, 14 dB. And this is it, man. This is the microphone in USB mode. Still sounds good. Doesn't sound as good. I don't hear as much of that top end, but that could be the headphone jack rather than the actual mic itself. The dial to monitor back and forth between USB playback and headphone monitoring, that works really well, so that's a plus. Maybe it's also the 16-bit why I don't hear quite that same range on this microphone. I'm just not sure, but let's go through some of the switches real quick. I probably should have done that in XLR mode, but this has been a very volatile review where I'm just thankful this thing is working and has been working pretty well. Pretty well. Let's go into the 10 decibel pad real quick, which will basically take us down to nothing on the waveform. Yeah, nothing. Almost nothing. Now let's go over to the other switch here, and we just turned on the low cut filter. That did make a little crackle popple in my headphones there, but that's okay. Back over. So now we're back in flat mode. Set to P. I'm not going to mess with it because when it was set to neither P or A, I wasn't getting any volume. So is that a thing? Is there really a switch for like PC and Mac? That's very strange to me, but it seemed to be the case. When I switched it over to P, I was getting nothing at all. And I was like, this doesn't work. This doesn't work and this sucks. But it works. I don't know. Kind of happy with it. There's no noise. I don't hear any self noise really. I'll be quiet for a moment. No readout. Like, this thing's quiet. Really quiet. I don't know what the self noise on this thing is. Again, hard to find many details out there about it, but it's a cool mic. It's a really cool mic. SE USB 2200a. It's going to be weird on the BBSAR, but for the sake of doing the BBSAR, which again, last few videos, not much BBSAR action. Those videos were filmed before me and Bark came. No, I'm Bark. Wow, that's not even going into blooper reel. We'll just leave that. But before me and Bronson started the BBSAR, the Bark and Bronson standard audio rating system, something like that. I filmed videos before that happened that were on the back burner. SEV7, there's another one too. But anyways, BBSAR for this one, I'm going to give the SE USB2200a an 8. A very strong buy because USB XLR functionality, latency-free monitoring, really nice sound, not harsh or anything like that. It doesn't have an absolute ton of low end, but it's got a really nice, pleasing, natural tone to me. Maybe a mix between natural and modern, I would say. But I kind of dig it, man. I kind of dig it quite a bit in USB and XLR mode. XLR mode I liked better, but again, that could come down to the headphone jack. I'm not sure. I'll put some text here if I think they sounded identical in both modes, or if they were close, or if they were far off. That's what I'll do as I'm editing and listening back. Because, again, I wanted to get this thing filmed as quick as possible in case it quit working, and it didn't. And I better just count my blessings and end this one now. The SE USB2200a is out of here. Bark is out of here. I'll see you guys next time on Obscure Mics. Peace the out.